10 years ago, the things that I used to do. Let me even tell you one thing. How old was I? Was I 23? I think I was 23 or I was 24. I was still very stupid and naive. I remember there's a day when I was thinking I need to go and Waswahili tunasema kutega. I was living in Mombasa at the time. I had just moved to Mombasa and I was like, I need to go and start looking for white men. I remember there's a time for I think a month. I used to go to Diani to sit at those hotels. And then once a man would come to speak to, would sit there, would start smiling at them and wanting to have a conversation with them, because that was the mindset that I came in with. That I'm looking for a white man because it's going to take me to Italy or Germany and then I'm going to be rich. Because I never at some point thought that, no, actually I want the wealth to come to me directly. I don't want proxies. Why would there be a proxy? Why would my wealth be sent to someone else so that the person can give it to me? Why can't I be given why can't I be given whole? I didn't have that mindset. I did. I went to Mombasa. I was in Diani for a month. When I see a white man coming, I start smiling at them, start having conversation, telling them I like your shoes, I like your me. I leave my work on Saturday. Why? Because I think that if I can get myself an Italian man, that's the only way I will go to Italy. That's the only way I'll go to Germany. Because you see, in Mombasa, most of the time, in Malindi, it's mostly the Italians or the Germans that are there who look like they're tuned or they're managed. But I've changed. I have grown. And now I have different thoughts and different sentiments. And I'm not going to hide. And if there were girls who used to do this thing together, they can look at me here and be like, oh, Mombasa tukitega. Yes, and I grew. And I'm not going to hide, but most of you will hide. Most of you will hide. You will hide your faces. I was never now I have to feel this thing. I was never lucky. My ancestors did not allow me to go through that bullshit. My ancestors are like, nah, not you. I was never lucky. I was wasting my money. Wasting my money with the short shorts. I used to wear the short, the booty shorts. Very nice. And I was tiny then. So the booty shorts and the rest of it. That's what I used to do. And my ancestors were like, nah, I was never lucky. I've never dated a white man, not even just as a by the way, ever. At least now, if I do it, it's going to be something that's mutual. It's not because I'm doing it because I'm thinking this is my way out, so that I can leave. And because of the mindset that was then, that was my ticket, because I have been raised in a very patriarchal society, in a misogynistic society. Most of us grew from those families where we were told, by the way, you need to find a rich man. Unafaa uolewe na mwanaume ako na pesa. Ukiolewa na mwanaume ako na pesa, hata sisi tutakuwa tumefaulu. Like when you get married to a rich man, then even us, we have, as your family, then for us, we have survived. Now you will be sending us the dollars, courtesy of someone else. Most of our parents, our own mothers, used to tell us this. And this is the reason why, but I usually tell you, the people who are going to inspire you when you enter the world of women, it's going to be other women, not the women in your family. So I've never understood why women think that they can raise... As a woman, you're teaching a son how to speak and how to say thank you and how to say sorry and how to help a lady and how to open car doors and how not to hit a woman. That is what you're teaching a boy how to be a man. That is you're just teaching them decency. Human decency. A man will be taught how to be a man by other men, and women cannot accept their limitations. Like me, you see me like this. My own mother usually is surprised. She's shocked at how I speak because my mother raised me to want to be very vanilla and conventional. Do you know the people who have inspired me to be the person that I am? People who I met as a grown woman. People who I read. People who I saw on social media, the likes of Caroline Mutoko. Those are the women who shaped my mind. Not my aunties, not my own mother. So even for you as a mother, for you to think that you will shape a son and he's going to be exactly what you think, no, he will enter the world of men. And then people like Jordan Peterson or people like Andrew Tate or people like Barack Obama are the ones who are going to speak to him and turn him into the man that he wants to be. And that is a conversation that most women do not want to have, obviously. Anyway, that's a conversation for another day. a woman will enter the world of women, and it is women, those women she enters into the world are the ones who are going to inspire her. So it depends the kind of women that you enter into. If you enter into a world of women who are radical, women who are unconventional, women who are rebellious, you, someone who was a church person, you, someone who was very reserved, you will end up growing and blossoming and becoming something different. And if you go into the reserved and the conservative women, then you turn out like that. But I want to go back to conversations about relationships. Ladies, please learn how to live your life. Go back to your life. Learn how to go back to your life. And I know it can be difficult. And most of you lack productivity. You don't know how to be productive. A relationship is not working. You cannot work 8 to 5 and then be like, okay, let me spend the next 8 working hours focusing on the work, then I will go and cry after 5. No. You cannot open your business. You start opening your cameras and you start crying. If you have to cry, lock yourself in the room and then let it all out. And then cry. And understand that people come and go. And people will leave you. And people have a high propensity, including yourself, to disappoint. Most of you are grown and you were made to think that, hey, you say religion. Hey, religion did not prepare you girls. It taught you that, if you wear your hair natural, if you're natural like Nangami, if you have a body count of 2, then you're going to be blessed with a happy family, going to be blessed with a happy man. It did not prepare you to tell you that this world is just fucked up. And sometimes if you don't have your mind, if you're not participating in your life, you're going to be effed up. And then you learn how to be decisive. Learn how to be decisive as a woman. You can't be calling people, asking them, what do you think I should do about this person? That's why I told you, I don't understand the function of relationship experts. I've never understood, but then again, I tend to know because there are people who need to be told what to do. Something about my relationship. It's me and a man. And knowing that people are different. And I want to say this with all humility and with all decency. Both men and women, those of you who are looking at me today, you have been with different men, you have been with different women. And we lie to ourselves and we say, all women are the same, say they have the same private part. No, it's not about the private part. You can't say, oh, it's the men, they have the same private part, so the men are the same. No, they're different. Most of you have dated different men, and each and every man you have dated was different. Most of you have dated different women, and each and every woman was different. Much as, yes, they have the same opening. Yes, much as we have the same reproductive organ, but we are different. The people who came, who were balls of sunshine, the people who changed your mind. And then you have people who are like, you meet someone and they're like, thank God, you're a woman, and then somebody telling you, ever since I met you, you improved my life, you changed me. And then there's someone who you met that changed you. And you meet someone who is happy that you transformed them. You meet people. I don't know, this conversation, let me tell you, everything that you hear online, including mine, take it with a grain of salt. Everything, take it with a grain of salt. I want to say this to you. You see, this life, the universe, I told you, the universe is going to show you the middle finger. You will come here on social media and we will tell you, don't ever date a single mother. Don't ever date a single father. You have the men telling you, by the way, don't ever be with a single mother. Don't ever be a stepfather to anybody's child. You need to have your own girl. And then the woman you fall for, the woman you like, the woman you like, beautiful woman, gorgeous woman, a woman who you click spiritually, a woman who when you have conversations, you have things in common, things that are very similar, as 2 children. And then you will come and say, Apana, our president of masculinity, Thomas, our president of masculinity says, you should not be with a single mother. You repost that video, you leave your comment, I will never be a stepfather to a child. You repost it, you like, you share, and you exit social media, and she's the only thing you think about. She's the only one you want. The universe gives you a middle finger like this, says, now what are you going to do about it? Now you're there confused. You're there stranded. Should you follow the president of femininity, Nangami, who said you should not be with a baby daddy? Or should you follow what your heart wants? Should you just go live life? Should you just go live life and experience it and just make the rules for yourself? Someone will be here telling you, do not be with women who have more than one piercing. Nangami has, I have 5 plus this 7 in 1 year. And then I have a nose ring, then I have tattoos, then I wear anklet, then I have so many things. And you realize that Nangami is in real life, she's the girl you like. And you come on social media, girls with the tattoos, women with the piercings. But Nangami completes you. Nangami makes you whole. Nangami is the one that you like, and you know that she's nice people. Actually, she's not as wayward and as people think, as people presume. She's very warm, she's very tender. She's a gorgeous lady. She gets you, she supports you, speaks life into you. Now that's what you want. So in this life, you cannot be too rigid. Don't be too rigid. Don't have too many rules. This is what it's supposed to do, because the universe is going to give you the total opposite. That one thing that you have been now you'll be conflicted every time you come on social media. Bam, repost, every time you find yourself you're reposting and you're resharing that thing, it's because you're in conflict, and you're using that ability to try and confirm to yourself. You're confirming to yourself that this is not what we want, but the heart wants what it wants. And when you exit, they're the people that you think about, they're the people you stalk. Now you find yourself stalking them. You're looking at the phone waiting for their text. Everybody else is texting you. Your mother is texting you. Your friend is texting you. Your ex-girlfriend is texting you. She's like, oh, by the way, I kind of miss you. You don't want that when you're like, mi nataka text ya Nangami. Mbona hata nisalimia? Nangami is the one that I want. Everyone else is texting you, even for you women. The ex-boyfriends are texting you. Even another man who has more money wants to take you to Kempinski, and you're like, this man, this is his only text, the one that I'm waiting for. Why isn't he not texting me? He's the only one whose text matters. That's the only one whose text matters. Everybody else becomes insignificant. And that is why you need to take people's advice, including my own, with a grain of salt. Because at the end of the day, when we exit this thing, we go back to our lives, and life is lived individually. We don't live life corporately. People are making different choices. And that's how fluid you're supposed to be with life. Follow your heart, make mistakes, and sometimes, let me tell you, it is okay. It is okay to be with someone, you know, they are not good for me, but I like it. I like how dangerous it is. Sometimes just be. And allow, just live. Don't be too vanilla. Don't be too conventional. You like someone who is dangerous, someone who, you see that person who is lukewarm, they are hot, they are cold, they are here, they're not there. You like, sometimes, you see how they're taking you through the motions. That is what sometimes addicts you to them. That's what you like. There's someone who is very consistent, and then there's this one who is inconsistent, and this inconsistent one, this is the one that you like. That inconsistency is the one that turns you on. Huh? The waiting, the hoping, and then when they come, they just say, hi, how are you? How have you been? You've had a good day? Yes, I've had a good day. All right, have a good one. You're expecting more. You're expecting deeper conversation. It's not coming. The deeper conversation is not coming. You're expecting them to tell you, I like you, I want you, I desire. It's not coming. And then there's someone who's telling you everything. They're telling you, I desire you, I miss you, I cannot wait. When can I meet you? I want to buy you lunch, I want to buy you a dress. It's not. And that is how life is. That's how life is. And you need to learn how to develop the tools by yourself, because this life, that is how life is lived. You develop the skills yourself. You develop how you can read books. You can go and ask artificial intelligence, what should I say? What should I do? Should I reach out? Should I say hi? Should I check up? Should I do? You see that emotional roller coaster that you're going through? That is you living life. Now that's life. Because you're now participating. Now you're living. Because most of you want to be told things that deny you the opportunity to live.